stream it. This is a little early, but we're going to talk about the Oscar nominations this episode.
Well, we wanted to we were going to give us time to, and our viewers time to watch them so we can talk about them in the next month.
And we're going to try to watch at least one.
At least, yeah, a couple.
Get caught up.
I love that.
But first, opening question. Would you rather watch a 3-hour-long movie or 3-hour-long episodes of a show?
Ooh.
Because I feel like they're drastically different.
That's a good one. It's a good question.
Yeah.
They are. All right, I'll go through my thought process. I think it'd be hard for me. It's hard for me to want to start a 3-hour-long movie. But then I think 3 episodes of a show, that's a long. Like most shows now are like 8 episodes. So you're
halfway through a season.
You might as well be you're binging at that point. But man, right, it's hard. I mean, obviously they're the same amount of time, but it's hard to I think I'd rather a 3-hour-long movie just go through the one arch rather than 3-hour-long episodes. Like you're invested in one episode and you go through a whole journey with that and then you have to do it 2 more times. I feel like that's a lot to go through. So I think if I'm going to sit down for 3 hours, I'll just put on a movie.
And some shows too, they jump to a different character and you don't even know what was happening in the previous episode.
Right. And what if
people? So it's like you could get one character arc, another one, and then not even close the loop after 3 episodes.
Right. Like if it's a 4-episode long arc and you stop after 3 episodes, now you have to watch the 4th one. Like there's no right. Now you're in it for the The movie is you start and stop, and that's the end of the movie, and you know you're good.
Yeah.
But it is easier to commit to 3 episodes, I think, because you're like, well,
because you could opt out at any point, right? Right.
Yeah.
But I would also go with you with if you have 3 hours to watch, I'd be like, let's throw on this 3-hour-long movie, and
you don't always have 3 hours, right?
I think that.
Wait, sorry. Do you guys watch movies in chunks ever?
No.
So that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, sorry.
Is personally, I don't like pausing movies and coming back to them the next day. I can justify pausing a show.
Sure.
And finishing whenever. I hate not finishing a movie.
True.
In one go.
Right.
Typically that's been me, but I just watch, and probably it's the nature of the beast here, but I watched this Snyder Cut DC in 8 different sittings just at night when I was feeding the baby. Yeah. I was like, all right, here we go. And it helped because it was such a long really movie. But yeah.
But isn't that also a slower paced movie?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Nature of that particular movie.
Right.
In general, I agree with you that I would if I'm going to start a movie, I want to finish it, watch the whole thing.
Right. Yeah. Imagine pausing a Transformers movie partway through.
Insane. I don't think it's
no matter what
available. The pause button's not available on those.
no matter what, there's some action going on. You can't.
Right. No.
It's 2 hours of action. You can't pause anywhere.
Nor would you want to.
Yeah.
Nor would you want to. Right. Exactly.
Have you ever gone to watch something with someone else and been there's this movie and they're oh, that's too long, but then you start a show and then you end up spending the same amount of time?
Yes.
But it's just because you're oh, put the next one on, it's fine. And then it's we both said we didn't want to watch something this long, but we just did.
And here we are.
Right.
But it doesn't feel the same. It feels different.
Right.
It's true.
It's that initial commitment.
Yeah.
People are afraid of commitment.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go TV show.
Yeah.
That's my final verdict.
Nice.
Was yours also movie?
I'm gonna lean movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Right. If I know I have 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just pick the movie.
One and done. Yeah.
Because you have an hour to spare all the time.
Yeah.
I
also think generally the movies are still, even though shows are coming along in a big way with production quality and all this stuff. If you still get a blockbuster, it's gonna be the primo content to be viewing versus some of the shows can kind of slow it down and it's good and I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel you're gonna watch
a good movie is three good hours. 3 good hours,
yeah.
All the way through.
Right.
Thoroughly invested.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Perfect. Good job.
Great.
Quick question, done.
Good question.
That was the fastest one we've ever done.
Solved.
All right, what are we watching? Just a little recap, little catch up. It's been 3 weeks. You've started some new things.
I started
finally.
a couple shows. Right. The last time we asked what we were watching, my answer was nothing.
Twitch streams.
Twitch streams.
Yeah.
YouTube videos. So I watched The Crown, season 1 of The Crown, saw all the way through.
Thanks.
Shout out to Tom, who also watched The Crown on this show.
Oh, very nice. I'm just filling his shoes right back up.
History buffs.
Well, so I was curious about The Crown because I was curious about Princess Diana and kind of that thing.
Yes.
And then I turn on episode 1 and it's like, oh, King George VI, congrats on winning the war. And I'm like, oh, we're way back. We're like the queen isn't even the queen yet.
No.
That's how far, and he didn't die for like 3 episodes. Spoiler alert, King George VI dies.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know, sorry. But it took him long enough, like 3 episodes in, and finally she gets,
It was a long time.
she ascends to the crown.
Yeah.
But first season, very good. Some funky stuff I didn't know. I wanted to like Google some of the other characters and like see what happened with them in real life, but then I was like, oh, that might spoil the show for me.
Yeah. I haven't seen this show, but I do like that they like the second season, right? They have like a whole nother cast, but the same characters, obviously.
Right. I don't know
Is
how
that
far.
the
I think the second season might still be the same actors, but they look a little older, and then third is when they switch
They
out.
jump
I
ahead.
might be wrong, but
That just seems like cool that they like
Yeah.
yeah.
telling the same person's story or like family story,
Right.
but like throughout.
It's so funny watching like something that actually happened. But like I felt the same way watching. I saw most of the first season, and I still was like, "Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know yet what happens to that person."
Like
but it's like it's just history.
Right. The main thing was Princess Margaret. I was like, oh, I feel like I don't know that much about Princess Margaret. Like I'm gonna look up, what happens with her and Captain Townsend and like see what's going on. And I was like, wait, that's what the show's about. I'll just keep watching the show.
I don't want to spoil this like common knowledge
Right.
that a lot of people know.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
But yeah, it's.
So you're
I have
on
a
to the
couple-
second season.
I'm currently paused because I wanted to stack some shows,
Oh, nice.
so I have things to talk about.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Good efficient approach.
I feel like my strategy is going to be like watch a season of one thing with multiple seasons. Watching this other show that's just one season, so I feel like I watch that and maybe jump back over to The Crown later.
Right. I like it. I have 2 shows I'm watching, and both were recommended 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when we started. The first one, I guess, is The Dead to Me that you told me about. I don't know if you said that on that last show, but a while back you had mentioned it, that you had seen it, right?
Yeah, I
One
think
of
on
them.
the first episode that was my.
Oh,
Because
that
that
was,
was
yeah.
But now I'm done.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Some good little twists in there.
Yeah, right. But it's like funny.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be funnier. Like when we turned it on, I was like, oh, husband's dead. I was like, oh, that's kind of
Oh
like,
yeah,
and
it
like
can get dark.
husbands and 2 like left a wife and 2 kids. And then yeah, just takes some turns and some dynamics there that are just tricky.
What season are you on?
Still the first one.
Okay.
So we haven't we're maybe a little over halfway through the first season.
Okay.
So, but good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what the show is for.
Yeah. And it is like funny in the way that they do it, even though it has that like dark theme.
Yeah, they're both like really good. They're like opposites too, the 2 characters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's funny. And
Right.
then like their delivery, like Christina Applegate's like so.
She's
dry.
great.
And
What?
like she's like so dry and
Oh
like
yeah.
kind of awful.
She's
but
great.
in,
Like
like,
her
an
acting though
endearing
is
way.
exceptional. Yeah, looking forward to see where it goes.
I don't think I mentioned this yet. I'm watching Severance on Apple TV. With Adam Scott,
And
Ben
the
from Parks and Rec.
separation of work and home
Yeah.
life, right? Is that the
Yeah, so
the
it's like
premise?
a floor. It's kind of like, I don't fully understand like what's happening yet, but it seems like there's like this big company that's kind of like taking over everything. So like a lot of our companies
Right,
now.
right.
Apple.
And they have a floor of their building where if you like get promoted to that floor, it's called like the severed floor. You have to go through the procedure where they like put something in your brain, where that when you get in the elevator and go into work, you no longer remember anything from your outside life, and then when you leave work, you no longer remember anything about your job. But like,
how do they know to leave work?
If you don't know you have life outside
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay and like.
I'm just gonna walk outside the door. I don't know what's out there.
so there's like an orientation process that it like kind of has started to get into, where it's like when you first wake up, you like don't know anything, like that you do the procedure, you wake up at work, and you don't know anything at all about
Right.
yourself. Like you don't even know your name, and they have to like slowly ease you into it of like, look, here's a video you recorded before the procedure saying that you consented to this. So like
God.
that's what's happening now.
Holy
And it's
smokes.
like, so Adam Scott is someone who's like been there for a couple years, and then a new person just joined and is like kind of rejecting all of it, and it's like throwing things off,
Right.
and it's making him think like, wait, this is kind of weird. Why am I doing this? But I never thought about it before, and like it's very clear to like us immediately that the job is like a joke. Like everything they're doing is not important, so it's like someone's lying to them. Like you don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
And like it starts to like, when you see them at home, it's clear that like they're still being like influenced by like,
So that's what I was gonna ask. Do they go back and forth between work and home?
Yeah.
Like a lot, or is it mostly like the work part?
mostly work, but like 60-40.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
see a good amount of the home life.
Right,
And
right.
it's like the characters are completely different
Right. Well, if that's
depending on where they are.
right.
it
So
seems like that's
why
what the
it's
Justice
interesting.
juxtaposition's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
cool.
it's really good.
Yeah.
It's like
I
creepy.
did not know that was the plot of it at all.
Me either. Going into
So,
it.
so I did know it. I haven't gotten around to like watching it. I heard it is a little like creepy, like
It reminds me of
unsettling.
Westworld.
Yeah.
Like that kind of unsettling where it's like not gonna like scare you, but it's like some parts you're like,
Mess with your mind,
"Oh,
yeah.
This is like making me feel uneasy.
Yeah. I would not want to be in this situation.
But it's really good. I would recommend it. I think it's
Cool.
one of Apple TV's like star shows that they like have had the past couple of years.
Yeah. Cool. You got another
All
one
right.
there?
I got a couple more. So I started the show called Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Heard of that?
It's what's it called when each episode's its own little thing? Anthology. Yeah. So it's an anthology series, and they're all these like 15, 20-minute animated things, and there's like multiple animation companies that
Contribute.
did their own episodes. So like the art style is like slightly different in each of them. It's pretty cool. I've only seen 2 episodes, and the first one was just like, the first one takes place. There's these robots taking a tour through an apocalyptic city that like humans went extinct, and so it's overrun, and the robots like thousands of years later are like, oh, look at the cool things the humans did. Very cute. Like the characters are very cute, and they like find a basketball and they're trying to figure out what they used it for. They find a cat, and the cat's purring, and someone's like, oh, I think it's purring because it might explode. And they're like, oh no, I guess I got to keep petting it so it keeps purring and doesn't explode or whatever. So it's very cute and fun. But then the second episode, straight into R-rated mind expletivery.
Wow.
Straight into like the episode ended. And I watched it like right before bed. The episode ended, and I was like, man, I have to go to sleep now. And I just had like an existential crisis. And this guy is in, whoa. It's really weird stuff. And so then I was kind of scared to watch episode 3 because I was like, I don't know what kind of episode it's going to be. So I don't want to watch it right before bed again.
Wow.
If it's, another crazy like twist ending or whatever.
Jeez.
So that's that. If you want a first episode, pretty good. I mean,
Sounds
the
good.
second episode was good, but yeah, very
unsettling.
unsettling. Yes,
Yeah.
very
Jeez.
unsettling.
Jeez.
And then the other show I started watching is Lockwood & Co., also on Netflix. It's these like teenage ghost hunters, but in a society where like ghosts are everywhere, and like a big thing happened and like all these ghosts started showing up. So like there's a bunch of like ghost hunting agencies, and so it follows this particular one led by a few teenagers. and they
Teenage ghost hunters.
yeah. Well, I think most of them are teenage ghost hunters, but these guys are like independent. They don't. There's like some big corporate structure that runs the agencies or whatever.
And they picked teens for the job.
They pick teens for the job. Like
Scooby-Doo.
it's right, Scooby-Doo. Duh. I think in the
It's a tale as old as time.
in the lore of the show, like the teenagers are more like they can perceive things better. Like they
Okay.
literally like one of the characters is really good at like listening for ghosts, and one of them can like see like ghost tracks or whatever. I forget how they explained it. But they kind of throw you right into it, and then you're kind of like they just kind of
Pick up the pieces after,
drag you
yeah.
along.
Right.
You're able to figure out everything.
Huh. Cool.
And then they have swords because the ghosts are like
You can only kill the ghost
no,
with a
they're repelled by like iron, and so they're just iron swords, and they don't kill them, but they like have them, and they like whoosh, like wave them around like it's like fencing.
Get back.
Right. Basically. So it's
I
cool.
wonder
There's
if
like
there's a better tool for that, for like corralling.
well, they actually I don't know.
a sword.
They have other weapons and utilities, but
Right.
it's where they carry the swords on their hips. So it's
Quick, yeah.
so picture teenage ghost hunters with swords in London. It's British.
Is it like
I'm sold.
teen like drama vibes or like
No, so I was afraid of that,
okay.
but they act pretty adultish.
Okay.
Like these are their jobs.
Okay, then I'm interested.
Yeah, I was afraid of like a Wednesday type situation, but Wednesday is like in a school, like you're gonna have
Yeah,
school.
it like applies
schoolyard
to
stuff.
some shows and then some I'm like
Right, but this one, they're
I'm
teenagers.
gonna guess you haven't seen the show.
Ryan, this isn't
Oh, wrong.
wrong,
Oh,
wrong show.
callback.
Wrong show.
Wrong HUD-TV show. Sorry.
2 points for me.
if you
I
know,
have
you
seen
know.
it. But yeah, it's pretty fun so far. And there's like a bigger mystery to be had as to like why the ghost showed up in the first place. So
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
I actually am interested.
That does sound
Yeah.
good. That sounds like something you would really like.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, that was a wild like explanation.
yeah, I probably could have
all
just
that.
said they throw you right into it. Like
Right.
you can just watch the first
Right.
episode and in 20 minutes you'll know everything
it,
that I just said. But it's the same producers as the companies that did a lot of Edgar Wright stuff. So it doesn't really have Edgar Wright vibe, but that's how I first heard about it.
Okay. Imagine if none of that was true.
I
Like,
just
we
made
started it and none
amazing.
of that
made
was
everything
true.
up.
That would have been like that's like the perfect
The main
show for your-
the main character is from Succession, so stuff like that.
Are they actually?
No, that was the clue he gave about Bear.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
was watching.
Oh man.
Main character is not from Succession.
Shout
I
out.
mean, I think she could be. I don't know.
Shout out to Classic Blunders.
Shout out to Classic
Coming
Blunders.
soon.
Tune in.
Coming soon. Right, it's not even out yet. This episode is going to be out way before Classic Blunders.
Oh man. So my other one that I'm watching is another recommendation from this guy, but the Harley Quinn HBO series,
Yeah.
which DC Universe and everything, but I didn't
But
know what to
for-
expect just as like an animated like show, but it's like very adult
Yeah.
and like good and funny and
Yeah. It's very funny.
definitely for a mature audience, but
Oh yeah.
like good.
Right.
And I don't know. Harley Quinn's a funny character, and I think Margot Robbie made her like super popular with the DC.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
And I feel like they gave Kaylee Cuoco like a lot of room to work with. Like I think she's one of the producers as well. So
yeah, and
Sure,
she's
obviously.
she's really good, and I like that. So her and like Poison Ivy right out the gate are like friends, and
Right.
they're just like, I don't know, they're just funny together, and yeah, it's a good spin on that whole story.
right.
Isn't the first episode Poison Ivy helping her get over the breakup
Yeah,
of
Of her and Joker.
that's
yeah.
kind of like
that's
throughout
like the
first
whole
season
that's like the
so
arc.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to finish that. I started the first I finished the first episode.
Yeah, and then she's trying to be like a super villain.
Right.
To be better than Joker, like I don't need you type of thing.
I think that
And so
she's
like,
she's
gets
trying
a
to find
crew, and
her arch nemesis.
Yeah,
that's
that was
a
one-
big plot of that.
arch
big point-
nemesis.
big
She had
plot.
to find a crew to like, because you couldn't pull off these like villain
jobs by yourself, right.
and like
Change the outfit.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's funny. It's good.
That's a good one. I'm kind of embarrassed to say my next one, but it's the truth. I have been watching Emily in Paris. I feel like a lot of people have strong opinions about that show.
I don't know enough about it.
So the only thing I know about the show is one time, like 4 years ago when it first came out, Netflix tweeted, "By the way, you're supposed to pronounce Paris so that it rhymes with Emily, so like Emily in Paris." And then I know that. So then I quote tweeted what I thought should have been a viral tweet, and I quote tweeted it and said, "Emma Laris in Paris," which is hilarious. Objectively, the funniest thing I think I've ever came up with, and it got like 8 likes on Twitter, and I was like, "That's
not bad for Twitter."
Pretty good, but.
Emma Laris in Paris.
But I mean, so that's all I know about the show. Every time it comes up, I just think of Emma Laris in Paris.
I mean, my mind didn't jump to Paris when you said it should rhyme with Emily.
Oh, right.
I was like, what?
Emma Laris in Paris.
I wouldn't have thought of Paris either. Emily in Paris. That's just so pretentious. Oh my gosh.
It is.
Also very funny. Well done.
Oh, Emma Laris in Paris.
This is the recognition I needed.
Oh man, I like that. Good stuff.
But yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, it's not a bad show. Like, it's like a classic, just like rom-com Netflix show. It's kind of.
So this Emily is in Paris.
So yes, she works for a marketing company in the U.S. and someone is supposed to be sent to Paris to like work over there.
Do the job, yeah.
And someone who's supposed to go is like about to give birth, so she can't. So then Emily goes, and she's like young. She's like in her mid-20s. So she goes. And like
hijinks ensue. The only issue I have with this is like she's so successful all the time right off the bat, and it's like you would not have
this much success. Like her boss in Paris like hates her, but she always is like, I have an idea for this company, and they're always like, we love it. And then it happens and it's perfect, and she like immediately gets like 100,000 followers on Instagram, and her Instagram is called Emily in Paris. Every guy wants to date her. I'm like, enough. Come on. Also, I thought people in Paris hated Americans. Like, why is she so popular?
Right. So unrealistic.
But yeah.
She get to be cool.
I know. So me and my mom watch it together. It's our little, like, we have nothing else, and we have 20 minutes to kill. Put on Emily in Paris.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, now I hope you think of Emma Laris in Paris every time you
I will
tune in.
For the rest of time. That's all I'm going to think of.
That's all I want.
That was clever. Well done. Well done. Oh man.
That was all I had.
That was
That's all I'm watching.
Trying to like catch some of the Celtics games.
Yeah. They killed the Nets last night.
Yeah, they did. But this isn't a sports show. That's a different podcast.
That only talks about football.
That's right. Not even. We don't even mention that. Right.
Stay tuned for never. We're never going to talk.
See you next fall.
Okay. So now moving on to the Oscars Best Picture preview. I have all of them here. There's 10. And,
which I thought they had like 5.
I feel
per
like
category.
It used to be like 5. Well, some categories only have 5. And then
right.
randomly Best Picture has 10.
They just slap them all in there.
Yeah, like there's no rhyme or reason. But I grabbed the quick summary of each from IMDb. They're all from the same place. Keep it fair.
Nice.
And where you can watch them. So, I mean, should I just? How do we?
Well, I feel like kind of read them one by one, and if some of us have something to say about
just
it,
just
jump in.
Okay. First one is All Quiet on the Western Front, which was on Netflix, which surprised me. I feel like it
released on Netflix. Yeah.
Have you guys seen it?
No.
I want to see it next to it.
So 0 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about a young German soldier's terrifying experiences and distress on the Western Front during World War I.
Nice.
Classic war movie summary.
Right. Do you know if it's based on the book that came out in like the 40s and like someone wrote a book based on their experiences from World War I. I think it was the first person or kind of encounter. It might have just been a novel.
Sounds familiar. All Quiet on the Western Front.
It's
like a saying.
It's like it was a famous book, and I think it became a saying.
Yeah.
Nice.
We talked
So
about
it's
we talked about it in history class.
based off-
We might have
Oh,
read
okay.
we might have read like an excerpt from it. I think
bet it
Mr. Kelly's
is.
class. I think we talked
Oh.
about it there. Which I
He's
I
great.
replaced his projector lamp today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Shout out Mr. Kelly.
All right. Well, it's on Netflix. That's
But yeah,
good.
Yeah,
should
on
be
Netflix.
interesting.
How about for each of them too? I did write that we should talk about if we're interested, or if we're not interested in any, or if
I
we've
did
seen
say I want to
them.
watch
So
it.
he wants
Yes,
to watch. I'm not interested. I hate war movies.
fair enough.
This is like your
I feel
rating
like-
scale of great movie.
Oh yeah, 0 to 4. That's all you
0 to
need,
4.
or 1 to
All right.
4.
This
That's all
would
you
be a
need.
2 for me. Not having like, and with interest of watching.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Okay,
So you are interested.
No,
a little.
You're
bit.
not interested.
is 4 the best?
Yes.
So 3 would be.
So you're
It's
not
a-
you.
it's a
So you're not
skill.
interested, but you're not vehemently against it.
Yeah, I mean, like if I had nothing going on and 3 hours to kill.
Right.
Okay, so I'm a 2 on the not interested.
Me too.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing now.
Gotcha.
At first, I thought
So-
you were just rejecting everything I said. You were like 2. I was like, are you interested or not?
Not interested. Not that interested. But would watch it if.
Right.
If someone
I do.
forced you.
I do want to watch it. Clearly, I'm not. Clearly, I'm not a 4. Otherwise, I probably would have seen it by now.
Right.
But I'm interested.
Yeah,
I like war
Tom has
movies.
seen it. Okay,
Is that a
Avatar.
dig even? Like, shots fired on the Western Front.
Okay, Avatar: The Way of Water, sequel to The Avatar from like 10 years ago. Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the extrasolar moon Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with the Natari and the army of the Navi race to protect their home. That's only in theaters right now.
So this would be a 4, but I haven't seen it.
But you want to
But
see
you're
it.
I would love
super
to see
interested.
It. Super interested. I mean,
Been
come
out
on.
for like 2 months.
Well, some people can't just get up and go to the theaters these days.
I guess.
Try to hold
I
a
guess.
toddler
I
for
guess
through a
about.
4-hour.
I guess
James
about
Cameron movie.
1 month ago. Yeah, you had a kid.
Yeah. I think I'm like a
Mister.
2 on the.
You don't want to see it. Did you see the first one?
If-
Did you like the first one?
I did like the first one, but I think so much time has gone by now that like
But just on like pure
It's so-
magnitude, I feel like.
yeah.
No, I mean you can keep it 2 if you wanted to. But I'm saying that's
You
why it's a
can't push
4.
it.
Is like I'm not even
Yeah.
like that. I'm like a huge Avatar guy or anything. But
Right.
anything that big,
I'm not like
I'm like, in,
super
I wanna see it.
opposed. I'm just like if
2.5.
if it happens,
Right.
I'm open to watching it.
Sure.
But I'll never be like, let's watch Avatar.
So you wouldn't go see it.
No, I would only watch it if it was free.
Yeah.
So I wanted to when it first came out because I was like, all right, it's an Avatar movie. Like you
Yeah.
gotta see it in the
Yeah.
theater with the crowd. I feel like I missed it. Like it's obviously still in theaters, but like the crowds aren't gonna be there. And like the
I
hype,
prefer no crowd.
the hype kind of died down. Like it's not a story I care about.
Exactly.
It's a spectacle more than anything, and it's
Sure.
what the first one was. And I've heard good things, but I've also heard bad things. So I don't know how I should feel about it.
Where's your number?
So I think I'm a 2 in the same way. I'm kind of apathetic about it. Where
All right.
like if it comes out on Disney Plus, I know James
Just saying,
Cameron
we
would
were
rather.
2s on All Quiet on the Western Front. We're also 2s for Avatar.
I know, right?
Same
I know.
level for me.
I know. Like, if it comes out on Disney Plus, I'll watch it. I know James Cameron would laugh at me and say I haven't really watched it if I watch it, on a smaller screen. But whatever. It's also like so many movies look good now. What makes it special? Like in 2008 when Avatar came out, sure, that was like before. It was before. It was
capture.
before Iron Man. It was face capture. It was this crazy thing. Everyone was like, "Whoa, you did it already."
It's true.
Sure, it probably looks better even now, or like even better.
I think I'm still a sucker for blockbusters.
Yeah.
Like any big movie, anything that someone put that much like time and effort into, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is crazy, and like watch it.
I guess
Yeah.
you're also a big Transformer guy, so
Yeah.
that
Like-
kind
I
of
like big
stuff.
cinema.
Right, that's up your alley.
Except I don't go to the movies.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
I feel that way about like Jurassic World.
Like
That's one that I go and see
yeah.
in theaters.
Right.
And that definitely takes a lot of time. Definitely not as much as like the whole like Avatar is like they made a whole world and like did it
Right.
for each person. I don't know.
I'm not interested. The story.
They also looked so silly. It's so impressive how they look, but I hate how they look.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I think it's really just on sheer magnitude for me.
Yeah.
Just that it's a big.
I mean, like
Yeah.
when it first came out, I was like, yeah. And then there just wasn't enough people around me that also wanted to go. So then I just never went.
Yeah.
Now here I am 2 months later. I'm like, I can wait.
Yeah. I mean, I'd wait if I don't know when is it gonna go to?
Maybe we watch it on this thing whenever it comes out.
That's
Yeah.
almost cinema.
Right. Exactly. We'll meet James Cameron halfway.
Right.
It'll probably be free in like a year, knowing him.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like he's gonna want to drag it out for a really long time.
Right.
That's
It'll
true.
probably be in theaters for like a long time.
I mean,
Because I mean, the
It
first
already
one
has
was
been.
back in theaters several times.
Wow. Yeah.
right.
So that's saying something.
Good. All right. So two
All right.
twos and a 4.
Okay, The Banshees of Inisherin.
Inisherin.
That's on HBO Max. It's two lifelong friends find themselves at an impasse when one abruptly ends their relationship with alarming consequences for both of them. I've heard someone I know watch this movie and said that in the moment they were like, this is so boring. But then the more they thought about it afterward, the more they were like, that movie was really funny.
Huh.
But in like a weird way.
Right. I've heard good things.
Like a comedy?
So I like don't think that's like what it is. I don't think it's advertised that way. I think it's like a drama
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
with funny aspects.
Yeah, one of those.
This is one of those movies where it just like it comes out and everyone's like, this is good. And you're like, okay, what's it about? And it's like, that's not the important part. This is good.
Yeah.
Just trust us, watch it, and enjoy it.
Huh.
I think it's like things just happen, but it all revolves around like one
Right.
conflict.
Like by this plot line alone, I don't really care.
Right.
But I've heard just such good things about it from so many people that I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Colin Farrell and the guy who played Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but
They're the two.
I know who
friends.
Mad Eye Moody is.
Yeah.
Nice. I have seen nor heard anything about it, so I'm indifferent.
I'd give it a 3 on my want to watch list or want to
Me
watch
too.
scale.
I'll give it a 2.5.
That's
Okay.
breaking the point of a 4-point scale.
We don't have a middle ground in a 4-point scale.
Either
You're either leaning
you're
towards seeing
interested
it.
or you're
All right, I'll
more
be a 3 then. I'm
okay.
more leaning towards.
Okay.
I would watch it if like.
So I feel like 2 is you would watch it if it was on,
Okay, it's a 2 then.
whereas 3 is you would seek out watching it.
Yeah. So I'm like a 2.5.
Okay.
I feel like on the scale you round down.
All right, 2.
I love that for Avatar we were like not interested, and then this movie that everyone's going, I don't know anything about it. We're like 3.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I'd seek it out.
That's what
Well, I think Avatar is
Stand by it.
Avatar is I've seen so much about it now
Yeah.
that I'm building up defenses around me.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like stop
I don't know if I'm
advertising.
dialed into the right channels, but I feel like I'm really good at like not like no spoilers.
Well, it's just
or,
it's
like-
just the internet. Like it's all people would talk. Like for the 3 months leading up to it, it was just a James Cameron press tour, and you just saw quotes from him all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't care anymore.
All
Ugh,
right.
I haven't even seen it, and I'm so over it.
2 3s and 2 3s and 2.
Season 2.
I'm also so over this next one. I haven't seen it. Elvis. It's on HBO Max.
What are you? I guess.
What?
we're just
Do you
over
know
Elvis?
I was gonna say, why are you over it? Like I feel like
I don't like the actor, and he was going viral because he still talks.
because he
in the
still
Elvis
sounds like
accent.
him.
He
Yeah,
still
he's a
talks,
little
I've talked.
weird.
and
he is
he's
one of
like,
those.
"I will forever. He's a part of me now." And it's like, what are you on about? So for that reason alone, I'm boycotting the
Aw,
movie.
Come on.
He is a kind of an odd guy. I feel,
He's an
he was
odd
on
fellow.
SNL, and
Did you see his acceptance
he's
speech
Strange.
for winning the Golden Globe?
Did he sing an Elvis song?
No, he just talked and it's like, oh, thank you very much. Whatever it was. It's like he like if you took Austin Butler's voice and Elvis and then like he still talks like this. Like he's still over here.
Yeah.
He's not bad. He's not anywhere close to Austin Butler yet.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't have to read this
In-
one. It's about Elvis.
In defense of Mr. Butler, he did do a really good job.
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't mind that he dove in a little too hard into this character because it paid off for the movie.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I saw it in theaters.
Oh, nice.
Very enjoyed it. Added an Elvis song to my playlist
Look at that.
after the fact. If I Can Dream, it's a banger. Put it on. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The first hour, I feel like
Is there any like twists, or are we straight?
it's
Elvis's
the
life?
story of Elvis, like him, like getting famous, and then like him kind of, the dip in his career in the middle part, and it's his relationship with Tom Hanks' character, his manager, Colonel what's his face.
Is this on
Mustard.
par with like?
Colonel Mustard.
Is this on par with like Bohemian Rhapsody and like
Uh,
Rocket Man and?
I feel like it's different because it's Baz Luhrmann, so it's style. Like the first hour, you're like, I am watching a Baz Luhrmann movie, where it's very stylized. You're kind of whipping like the first 20 minutes, like you whip around a lot, and you're like, what is happening? And then it's a long movie, so like the last hour and a half is really good. Like when his career like
Gets
his
going.
right when he's like starts getting to his Vegas residency, when they start like gearing up to that, like it gets really good because there's a lot of controversy around it, and he wanted to like go on these world tours, but his manager was like, no, like just stay in Vegas. And,
Got it.
right, kind of crazy things with the people around him. So
Okay.
Yeah.
2.
I yes,
It's
bumped
not
it
a-
up 1.
Yeah, it's not a 1.
Not a 1. Bumped it up. I think it's and I think it gave me a new respect to Elvis as a artist and a person.
Nice.
I don't have anything against Elvis. It's just
Just Austin
kinda
Butler.
Seems
the
like,
way, not Elvis, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler.
I think I'm a
But
3
he
here.
he might as well be Elvis when you're watching him on the thing. Like, he was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm a 3 here. It's on my list to see, and it's convenient that it's on HBO.
That is nice.
Yes.
All right. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I do want to see this one. It's a middle-aged Chinese immigrant is swept up into an insane adventure in which she alone can save existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives she could have led.
It sounds intense, but I've heard good things,
Oh, yeah.
and so I'm a 4. I want to see it.
Me too.
I'm also 4. Which I feel like I should have seen it by now because I feel like I've been a 4.
This could be a good one
But this is
for us to talk about specifically on a future stream it if we all can
once we've all
commit to watching
seen it. It's free on Showtime and Paramount Plus.
Like, 2 things that it's like, I mean, Showtime, I guess, is a little more common, but like, put it on HBO, you cowards.
I thought it was on HBO. I
You
would
know what
have.
I can't stand is Paramount Plus, Peacock, and
MGM Plus.
That's the one.
Which is,
Look
I
what
never
it
even heard
said.
of that one. Who
You're
owns that?
so late to the game. MGM. Like
Metro
yeah,
Gwyn, whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking, wait, don't they also own the casinos? Is that also them?
yeah, they have like a lot of like stuff.
Yeah,
Monopoly.
it threw me off.
Yeah,
Well, not
But-
really.
like if you're not Netflix, Disney Plus can get away with it because they got so
Right.
much content.
Mhm.
Because they
H-
own all
right.
this stuff. too.
HBO has a lot. They have a lot of movies.
But yeah,
HBO's
these
been
people
killing it.
should just be selling their stuff to like
Right.
HBO.
I mean, really, it should be. You get two mega things
Yeah, to compete against.
ideally.
I feel like
Or, I don't know,
Apple
be
TV
cheaper.
Had a lot of stuff.
Be
like,
cheaper.
available.
Like I can't pay. What is it?
For
Like
all of
12 now for Netflix. It's like 16 for HBO Max if you don't want ads. It's also $10 if you want ads, which at that just make it free with ads. It's stupid.
Yeah,
Hulu's not cheap either. They're all $15.
you can bundle.
You can bundle like Hulu and ESPN Plus.
And Disney Plus is included in that.
Oh yeah, because it's ESPN.
That
yeah.
might be up your alley.
My mom kind of pays for a lot of things right now, so
So you're not paying for any of them.
Oh, so,
So-
it doesn't matter.
so I did approach and I was like, "Do you want HBO Max?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, Dang.
But mom,
But
Also-
mom, how am I supposed to talk with my colleagues
This is
on
for
Stream It?
It's
This is
for
for work. Can I put it on the company card? The non-existent company card.
Right. The other thing that's crazy is Netflix cracking down on their.
the password
See,
You're
thing.
not in the house. You
I
don't-
thought, okay, fine, whatever. And then they came out with how they're actually going to do it. And it is the stupidest way I think they could have possibly gone about it.
What's the deal?
So the rule is your device has to log on to your home Wi-Fi every 31 days. Otherwise, your device gets disconnected from that account. And rightfully so, people are like, there are so many applications where this applies to where it shouldn't. Because if, like, say my sister who goes to college, like she's with me and my mom and like my family on our Netflix account, she goes to college for more than a month, she's going to get disconnected from it,
Right.
which is ridiculous. Or, you know,
Or if you have a vacation house,
right.
And
And
you-
you right. Oh, nice, you know, long stay.
you have
I
to
mean,
have two different accounts for your two different homes.
I don't know how it works, but there's just so many things where it's like, that's why are those the rules?
Also, Netflix is doing fine.
Yes.
Why crack
Right.
down?
Right.
Like, sure, you raised your like per subscription like amount here and there, and like that's annoying, but
Right.
you're doing fine. You don't need to like crack down on people sharing like accounts. Just like accept that it is what it is.
Right.
It's annoying.
Hopefully, people's strong reaction to this keeps it so that other streaming services don't like also
Right.
do this.
And I
Like, oh,
people
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 don't-
are saying like Netflix, you realize like no one's gonna get kicked off their, you know, the account they're sharing with and then be like, oh fine, I guess I'll buy my own. They're just not gonna create a Netflix account.
Well, I think it'll be a little bit of both, but yeah,
I think more so than not, people would just be like, I just rather not watch Netflix.
right.
Netflix has kind of been like going. A lot of people like have been leaving Netflix anyways.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they think that they like cancel a lot of good shows. They make more like mediocre ones.
Yeah.
They've been kind of going
Right.
downhill.
They're not very good at continuing their shows.
I feel like Netflix is like in my house at least, it's like they'll like put on something quick,
Yeah.
like
Right.
well, whatever. But if you're gonna watch like a show, it's like one of the HBO shows or Apple TV shows that are like really like good and well done and got some depth to them.
Mm-hmm.
But here and there, Netflix has like
Right.
worthy shows. But
Right. What happens when Stranger Things season 5 airs and then that's over? Like, that's
they're gonna get a whole bunch of subscriptions and a whole
Yeah,
bunch
right.
of cancellations.
right. Well, I've seen it. I'm good. Thank you.
So yeah, they should not be doing that. Just leave it the way it is. Stop being greedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
I digress.
So full circle back to Everything Everywhere All
Oh
at
my
Once.
God, right.
We're all for.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we want to watch it.
Okay, The Fabelmans is a Steven Spielberg movie. It's growing up in post-World War II era Arizona. Young Sammy Fabelman aspires to become a filmmaker as he reaches adolescence, but soon discovers a shattering family secret and explores how the power of films can help him see the truth. That is in theaters, and I think you can also rent it now. So I think it's like Steven Spielberg like telling his own story, but it's like
It
not
is, right.
Steven.
That's cool. I like in this description, World War era Arizona. That's a tongue
That
twister.
threw me
World
for a
War-
second.
The era Arizona.
Era Arizona.
Did you catch my pause?
I
before
did.
Arizona?
I was like, wow.
It's like a
how
Walla Walla.
often is the word era before Arizona? Not.
Not often.
That's the first time anyone has ever said that phrase out loud.
It's like,
Arizona.
it's like a Walla Walla,
Arizona.
Washington.
Anyway, I would see this. I feel like
Yeah, I think
I'm
about
a big
three.
Spielberg fan.
Seen it.
You have
have?
seen it.
Yes.
Oh.
I talked about it on the show. I
What?
definitely have. Probably episode 1.
Oh God, do we not listen?
I feel
Did
like
you?
did I? Maybe I don't
Maybe
know.
not. One of us.
Watch the
was-
tape.
There's
Watch the
no
tape.
way.
We're not
I feel
great
like-
at listening. But
I feel like I did.
not
I did.
If he did, I will put the clip
in.
right,
Right.
now.
Find it. If I had to guess, I think it
Did you,
must
like,
have been
slip it in?
episode 1. No, because I saw it like early January. Saw it in theaters. Because I remember talking about it. Because I remember it. No, it must. Oh, it was when the opening question was, "What's a movie you didn't like that everyone liked?" And I was comparing The Fabelmans to Taxi Driver in the sense that, obviously, I think Taxi Driver did it worse, but Taxi Driver just kind of meanders, and I was like, kind of like Fabelmans, which just kind of meanders through, some of his couple of his teenage years.
Okay.
And like, there's no real but soon discovers a shattering family secret. Like, obviously, it's a big point in the movie, but if I were to write a couple sentences about it, like, I feel like I wouldn't have written it like that.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
I did. But it had in hindsight, it did have the fault of like there wasn't one big plot line. I feel like.
What would you
1 to
rate
4?
It on a 1 to 4?
On my 1 to 4, I think a 3 in the sense that I enjoyed it.
Cool.
3 is enjoyed it. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm a 3 for my interest.
I think as well, for me.
Yeah.
A 3.
Perfect. Next one is Tar. That's on Peacock, of all places.
Nope.
Set in the
I
international...
might have that as like you renewed your Xfinity account. Like, here's Peacock for a year. So maybe we have that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to check in on that.
Nice.
Maybe it's been a year, though. I don't know.
Is it? Is Peacock free?
You can have a free version, but it's very limited. So, like, if you wanted to watch The Office for free, I think it gives you, like, the first 6 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Tar. Set in the international world of Western classical music, the film centers on Lydia Tarr, widely considered one of the greatest living composer-conductors, and the very first female director of a major German orchestra.
So not the Boston Pops.
No.
Okay.
I am blanking on who plays.
Is it Kate Blanchett?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And for that reason, I give it a 3. I'm interested.
I'd say a 3.
Really?
I've heard really good things.
I heard really not that much about it, and then it got nominated, so I was like,
She's nominated.
And she's nominated, so it's like, oh, I guess so. I thought it was a foreign language film for some reason, just because I think Tar seems like something you name a foreign language film,
and
it's based in Germany.
Yeah.
And then Kate Blanchett was in it, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Surprise.
It's in English. Oops. So I guess I'll watch it. I think I heard Tar and was like, oh, I don't want to see that. Not realizing that.
No, I felt the same way. And then I found out it was like her and what it was about. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very interested. I don't know.
Is it because she's a woman?
That's it? No.
Whoa.
That's
No,
like with WandaVision. When you were like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't know.
I feel like this
composer.
this is one of
I feel like
you
you need
can't-
more
you
context
can't-
too.
What am I watching if they're composing and conducting?
because they obviously didn't tell you the whole plot and the whole conflict of the movie in these 2 sentences.
Yeah, it's very base level. But that's like, did you ever see Whiplash with
No,
Miles Teller? That is an amazing movie. And like, if you just like read
Right.
the
About
synopsis,
Miles
like, it
Turner
sounds
as a
super
drummer.
boring.
Right.
He's just like a drumming
Or
student.
like the Banshees of Inisherin. Just 2 dudes, 2
Yeah.
friends, and something happens.
I'll give it a 2 to leave room for
Okay.
like wiggle room.
You're not vehemently against it, but
Yeah. But doesn't seem like up my
your
alley.
thing.
mhm.
Top Gun Maverick. After 30 years, Maverick is still pushing the envelope. Oh, who wrote this? As a top naval aviator
Tom
who
Cruise
must
is
confront
old.
ghosts of his past when he leads Top Gun's elite graduates on a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those chosen to fly it. That's free on Paramount.
Again, who
so
has
you can just
Paramount?
rent it.
Yeah.
Free on Paramount.
I've seen it.
I've also seen it.
I haven't seen it,
We almost had a 3 for there.
but I just
Dang
watched rewatched the old one
Ah.
Right.
to get fresh, and yeah, now I'm gonna watch this one.
I like
So that's a 4.
Maverick more than the first one, which I think it just had like the
You like-
80s vibe. So like some of it, I watched the first Top Gun recently, like
Okay.
before Maverick, and I was like, this I don't know.
It's
I
fine.
didn't. It was all right. I could see why at the time it was like huge,
Buzz the Tower.
but now I'm
Mhm.
like, oh goodness.
yeah.
But I liked Top Gun Maverick, so I think I'd give it a 3 for myself. 4 seems aggressive.
Sure.
Right.
If you were just loving
I
Right.
love
Top Gun Maverick.
it's my favorite movie.
I also saw Maverick, enjoyed it, so I'd give it a 3. But like I watched it in theaters, and obviously it was like it came out like in the summer, so it was like this big like comeback to theaters, like the epic moment, like you're gonna see Top Gun Maverick in theaters because of how like cool it is, and everyone was like, yeah, let's go watch it.
Wear my aviators.
Right. And so everyone was so gung ho about seeing it in theaters, and so it was like this big thing. And then I watched it and I enjoyed it.
Didn't live
But
up
then
to the
like
hype.
no, I enjoyed it, but then it was like, oh, it was so good. Nominated for Best Picture. And I was like, did I like it was good, but I was like, oh, good in a fun action movie, action 80,
Right.
80s nostalgia kind of vibe. So I was like,
Sure.
was it so good that it's one of the top 10 movies of this year?
No, I don't
Right.
think it deserves the nomination.
Right. I think everyone was just so
Wow.
so caught up in the momentum of hype about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That everyone's like, wow.
Hype's
so
a
good."
dangerous thing.
I mean,
It is. Like
again.
if we were gonna base, if Top Gun Maverick can be nominated for Best Picture, I'd say like one of the Avengers movies should be then too, because that had hype too.
Right.
Oh,
But like
yeah.
if we're not gonna draw the like it's the same level,
Right. This feels like it's
they're fun.
like again, it was
movies.
it was very fun. Like don't get me wrong. Some funny moments in there too. I mean, Tom Cruise, Miles Teller. Loved everyone who was in it. But it was like
it's not gonna win.
was
Best
it the
Picture.
best?
That's like with Transformers. It only ever wins sound mixing.
Right. Right.
It could definitely win like that, and it would deserve it
Right.
because it was impressive.
Yeah.
But
Right. There's some cool stuff in there.
yeah,
All right.
There's a reason it wasn't a 4.
Got it. Yeah. Win right out of my sale.
No. Like
no,
like
no, it's so
watch
good.
watch it and enjoy it.
No, I'm gonna. That one and Elvis.
Yeah.
These next two I've never heard of until today.
Me
Triangle of Sadness. A fashion model celebrity couple join an eventful cruise for the super rich, which has Woody Harrelson in it.
think
Oh,
I've
I do
seen
know
a
about
preview
this.
for
Is
He's
it a
like
comedy?
the sailor, right? Or the captain.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just seen pictures of Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
with the beard in a captain's suit. So I think it's part
Sounds like
comedy.
a Knives Out movie.
Seems like a satire based on the fact that like
No,
a
it's-
lot of it revolves around influencers. It said,
Oh,
which
God.
seems kind of like a
fashion model. So yeah.
how could you make a movie like that without like making fun of it
Right.
I
if
think
it's
they-
nominated?
All right, now that you reminded me that it's Woody Harrelson.
You changing your number?
I know.
Want to see?
I am interested.
I'm intrigued
I'm gonna say it.
because I think I've heard good things, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But
Yeah, so you can rent or buy that one. It's not free on anything. Sorry.
right.
Oh.
So for now it's a 2, but if it becomes free, it'll be a 3.
Yeah.
Then I'll seek it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wait.
Okay, last one. Women talking. Do nothing. Oh, this is the summary. Do nothing. Stay and fight or leave. In 2010, the women of an isolated religious community grapple with reconciling a brutal reality with their faith. It's only in theaters. That has Claire Foy from The Crown in it.
Huh. The Queen.
So there's something. This is another one of those summaries where it's like, this could be about anything.
Right.
Yeah. Have we heard any buzz about this?
I haven't
I've heard
of it
no
until
buzz.
today.
When did it
When I looked
come
at it.
out?
It's still in theaters, like
Oh.
only in theaters. So, I guess.
So recently, they snuck it in last minute.
Yeah, I think it's the last minute thing.
Huh.
It said, I think
It's
it
al-
said 2022, so probably December.
Yeah. It's always funny to me when it's like movies haven't come out and they're nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
It was like, trust us, guys. This is one of the best.
I mean, that's almost what happened with like
Right.
Avatar too.
I mean, it's what they do. They put it in at the end, so it has the Oscar buzz while it's still fresh. So people are like, "Oh, it's an Oscar nominated. Gotta go see it." Rather than us now trying to tell you how you can watch it for free.
Yeah. So that's all of them.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So what's your, of the ones you haven't seen, what's your top of the list?
Top of the list. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once, just from what I've heard about it. Yeah, definitely something I think that's the only 4 I gave.
Me too.
Um,
Same thing.
and then beyond that, I think I'm most curious about All Quiet on the Western Front.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
What about you?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah.
And then I guess my second choice would be
Excuse me. Whoa. Who knew his second choice would be so
Tar.
Tar?
I'm gonna be basic.
Not that strong
I'm
of a
gonna go
second.
with Avatar and Top Gun.
Nice. I mean, can't go wrong.
Just cheap thrills, you know.
Right.
But I do want to see Everything All at
spectacle.
Once. But I also haven't seen any of these yet, so
Well,
I feel like those are the ones you got to knock off first.
Yeah.
The big ones.
yeah.
So do we want to randomly watch one trailer, or should we just move on to looking ahead? Are we interested in any of these? Or are there any that we feel strongly about watching the trailer too that we can just pick?
I think you could watch
I mean,
Everything
do you want to
Everywhere.
see Triangle of Sadness or Woman Talking, just so we know what we're talking about here?
Sure.
Sure. Should we do a Triangle of Sadness?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
The
now
one
I'm,
with the
cause
little
I'm
more
actually
interest?
right.
Not what I expected.
It's-
No,
I
not at
do.
all.
I think I watched like one trailer like a while ago, but
Very odd.
I think
That
I'm.
was
I think
wild.
I'm more intrigued now
I am too.
because I think you're right. Like it is like you put a bunch of rich people on a boat and now it's I guess it sinks and so it's
Yeah.
them being ridiculous about the whole situation.
Marooned on an island.
Right. Can you wash the sails? There are no sails. That's funny.
Yeah, so I guess a 3 now.
It's a quirky one.
Yeah,
Uh,
very quirky.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
All right.
That's what my mom says after any movie we watch that's like not directly up her alley. I'm like, did you like it? She's like, it's different. I'm like, so you didn't like it? She's like, no, it was different. It was cute.
It's different.
Cute. Yeah.
Oh god.
All
Well,
right.
I'm glad we watched the trailer again.
I
Otherwise,
know.
otherwise I would have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Okay, right into looking ahead. Just keep the trailers going. We have a teaser for Barbie,
Ooh.
which comes this summer. Also kind of a weird teaser.
Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. Until...
Oh my god. That was different.
It's the opening
I
from-
cannot wait.
What is that movie?
2001.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Right. I already knew going in like Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, directed by Greta Gerwig. Like I was already sold,
Yeah, me too.
and then just that whole opening,
It's
whole
so
opening to the
good.
teaser is like, okay, this is gonna be absurd. Nice, perfect.
Yeah, that's like one of my most anticipated for like this whole year.
Yeah.
Right.
July
we,
21st.
we got to.
Yeah,
That's a summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
sure is.
First opens up the summer.
Greta Gerwig is one of those directors. I guess she hasn't made like a ton, but like I've loved everything she's made. Like Little
Yeah,
Women,
she's
Lady
good.
Bird. She's so good.
for sure.
Are
Wow.
you interested, Cam?
I am. That's a 3.
Nice. I'm a 4.
I think after rewatching that, I'm back onto a 4.
You're a 4.
It's funnier with a group of people. Like I didn't,
Right.
I didn't laugh when I watched it by myself, but now
Yeah,
it's
it's more
funny.
like, oh, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I
It's
see.
so like just the shot where she's blocking the sun and just like looking at him straight.
The little girl's face.
Oh
looking
my
at-
god!
Oh god.
Oh,
All right, so
I can't wait.
Oh, are we gonna try to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once by Oscar time?
Yes. We have a month.
By Oscar time, yes,
So that's a long
doable.
And if we can try to fit in more
Right.
on our own, we can
Yeah.
each
I
try
mean,
to tackle one
am I leading the pack with 3 out of 10
I think so.
that you have
that
seen.
I've seen already?
I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
I've
any
only
of them.
seen one.
I haven't seen any.
The Rookie.
So I have a big,
Yeah, well done.
but we have more options to watch more.
Right. I think I'm gonna cave and get HBO Max. It seems to,
I think you should.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be pulling a lot of weight in the
Streaming,
important movies and shows to watch.
You'll at least have a free month.
That's true.
Yeah, you get a lot done in that.
You can also
You got a
start.
couple
I
different
can also
emails,
start.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Got my school one now.
got 2 of them.
2 school. Yeah, that's right.
You
Oh
make
my
it rain
god.
With free
Oh.
trials.
That's like almost the whole year. You could make it.
Next
Have
year
you guys
can
used
drop-
the Hudson Access email to
Well.
start stuff yet? Can I? Can I start overstepping some boundaries to?
Make a classic blunders email.
That's true.
We
yeah,
can
there you
email
go.
For anything.
Oh my god.
We should have a stream it email that's like specifically for like free trials and like all
Right.
this stuff. So like
Right.
Paramount, all the
Right.
stupid ones.
Every month we pick something, a new thing to start a new trial on, and
we have
just
to
binge
watch.
as much as we can.
You know, wow, it's actually not
That's
bad.
not bad. I mean, Paramount Plus. Who's gonna have that? That's good time to
Not us.
tune into everything
Not me.
everywhere all at once.
Oh right, yeah.
Peacock.
MGM Plus.
Oh, we need Peacock too for.
Only if you're
Uh,
interested in Tar.
And Mavericks Paramount.
Okay.
We got.
We'll table
We
that
gotta
idea.
Yeah,
And
we
Gotta
gotta
watch
strand
before
it.
My credit card would be on the line in all of these situations. All right, so we'll see you next time on Stream It.